Yeah,
All right.
how many of these actually filled? I'm interested to know.
You picked a hell of a time to ask, Fib, because we are live, but we can look through it here real quick. We'll give everybody a second to roll in, because normally we do intro music, but I don't know how to mute you guys on StreamYard without just deafening you all. I don't want to be that type of guy. Anyway, people will kind of trickle in here. We got 720 filled.
Yeah, only one is running, but we can still just watch other races. It really doesn't matter.
Well, two. We got the third time Thursday Cup. If we get one more in 17 minutes, the third time Thursday Stakes, that'll run. And we also have
okay.
a handicap at 720. Yep.
The stakes is not going to run. The restricted stakes won't run.
Okay. Yeah, which
funny.
is weird.
You know, that's funny. It's like the admin tool told me that it wouldn't. You know, like it was like trying to get me to cancel that race. I was like,
Was it really?
Yeah, it wanted me to cancel it. It knows, dude.
That's actually impressive, to be honest.
Yes.
Cool. All right. Well, for anybody that is tuning in, this is Third Time Thursday, the most scuffed official show on the face of the planet. I'm your host, MoKnowz. We are joined, as always, by Mr. Fib. Well, 98% of the time, by Mr. Fib. Third time. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, Mo. Just fantastic. Coming off a heater of an announcement today, our Kentucky Derby, virtual Kentucky Derby that we are running. Very excited to drop that. The eve of Ian's taking a well-needed vacation for a few days. It's basically just going to be me, alone next to all the servers, changing all your horses around, their stats, all your decisions, making them not matter anymore. And that's how it's going to go, so that's over the next week. So it's great. I can't wait for that. Can't wait to do that to you all. So.
Yeah, and first and foremost, you joke about that, but if we actually go and look at my horses, according to the race validation data, the race math has not changed, but
it's that time. It's that time already. I see. Okay.
Oh,
go
it's
on,
that time.
Sorry.
We're going right into it. We're not even doing the intros. We're not even doing the intros today. We're going right in because I wanted people to come in before we meet our fellow degenerates here today. But you know what I'm saying, man? I'm like, man, my horses are just, now they're making their move premature, and then it's just boom, all the way to the back. And I'm like, who the hell trained you to run in the back? Like, you don't belong there. Get your ass moving and win the race. Actually, when I complained to you yesterday, I sent you that picture afterwards. Boy named Sue won the 6th race. So I don't know if you had anything to do with that. Just wanted to say thank you.
You're welcome.
Because that is a family. That is a family-owned and operated horse with my syndicate. So.
No problem.
And it's named after my mom, which is why it's called Boy Named Sue. But anyway, so we were happy to see that horse win. What is up to Raven in chat? Ayo, and Purple Jesus Juice also hanging out. Hey, appreciate you guys stopping in over on Kick. We are simulcasting on Twitch, YouTube, and Kick. However, I advise you guys to come over to Kick, make an account, join the channel, follow the channel, because we try to primarily bring everybody over here. That being said, and there's Fib in chat. Hello, Fib. Good to see you. But anyway, let's meet our fellow degenerates that took some time out of their day to join us. You might know her around from Discord. She might have timed you out a few times here and there. One of my favorite people from the old Zed Run days, Miss Lacey. How you doing, Lacey?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. Thanks again for coming to hang out. Why don't you just tell everybody a little bit about yourself, maybe how you found Photo Finish, and maybe your favorite horse in your barn at the moment.
I found Photo Finish because I've been digital horse racing for, over 2 years now. But I was not having very much fun in my other game. So I found this one, and my favorite horse in my barn is Freya.
Yes, beautiful. Freya. How's she doing, by the way? How's her record? Let me look at it.
It's good in my opinion. Plus she's LD, so I'm just going to breed her well, hopefully. Get her in a Kentucky Derby, her baby someday.
She's already on the path.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And she likes 10 furlongs. There you go.
Well, you just got to hold that steady. That's going to be the trick.
Yep. Breeding will be fun.
It's coming up soon.
Oh, yeah. We're going to get into that, I'm sure, because like I said, we got a few races to call tonight. But also joining us today here, fresh face on the channel. Definitely quite the privilege to have him join us here today. Mr. Sakis, how you doing, buddy?
Doing well, Mo. Thanks for having me. Good to be here.
Yeah, man. We've been going back and forth quite a bit over the time. It's good to have you on, man.
Yeah, we have. I know we've chatted in Discord, Twitter, through a few of your streams as well. So it's finally good to be here. Appreciate you having me on.
Well, sorry to hear you had to go through any of my streams, but we are glad you're here. So basically, maybe tell everybody in the chat a little bit about yourself, maybe how you found Photo Finish, and maybe your favorite horse. But I think we already know the answer to that question.
I got a lot of favorite horses. If I'm picking one in my stable, obviously we're gonna have to go with Groot. He's definitely made me the most money, so that's put a lot of smiles on my face. Definitely fun to watch. I think I've raced him a little bit more than 20 times now, so ton of times to watch him out there hit the podium. I think a little bit more than 50% or so. So that's certainly been a lot of fun. He was, I think, my second or third horse to the stable, and we've grown it out to almost a dozen horses in there now. So definitely been scooping up all those cheap ponies that you guys have been putting up on the marketplace. So thank you.
Are you talking about us? Third time.
Yeah, I am. I'm looking right
Yeah.
at you, Fib.
Those
No.
horses are so good. Actually, I think they're so good. Like I actually was in charge of breeding all of them. I bred every single ticket that we own, and the low grade horses. We made some good mid grade and a few good high grades too. But like the low grade horses, like B, I don't even think we made a B minus. I think like from B to like A plus, they're all boosted out of their minds. So hopefully you enjoy those purchases.
Yes, thank you kindly.
Boosted out of
I
their
guess quickly,
minds.
how
Yes.
I found Photo Finish, after a year and a half of just absolutely getting beat up in the Solana market, it's kind of refreshing to have a nice community and an actual well-tested game out and able to play. And again, that's kind of fun to play. So I got into the suites early last summer, I think it was, and took me a little while to get over to Photo Finish, but I did about 6 months ago, I think, sometime around the new year. So
Yeah, you've been around for a while, man. You've always been a cool dude in chat, I must tell you.
Oh yeah. Speaking of cool dudes, look who just showed up in chat. Mr. MJ Gaming Network. Guys, if you aren't following MJ, make sure you give that man a follow.
MJS.
Hell of an AMA the other day. I almost called it AMJMA. I don't know what the hell. I don't know what I'm saying anymore, chat.
Well,
It's anytime at the 420,
that
I'm
would have
shot.
played. That would have played.
Yeah, that would have played, right?
Yeah, 7 p.m. How are you doing by 7 p.m.? I mean, damn, Mo.
Well, I'm actually just catching the West
imagined
Coast.
Okay.
I'm catching the West Coast
okay.
version right now because they're 3
Cool.
hours behind. So, go see, come sa. But yeah, MJ Gaming, really good guy. Again, did a hell of an AMA with the boss man the other day. And that's, by the way, that's 2 AMAs that he gave you. Every time I hit up Ian for a chat, I got to pay. He's like, yep, I'll send you my wallet address and, $99 an hour, and I'll come show up and answer your questions. So I don't know if you're getting some sort of discount because you had multiple shows, what's going on there.
Yeah, he's only paying
again,
like $27.99 if you want the truth.
27. Oh, is that a package
See,
deal? Like
you just need to make a tool, okay? Then you get the discount.
I am the tool, okay, Lacey. I am the tool, the fool, you name it. I am playing the role.
That's good.
Yeah,
that's agency for you. That's power.
That is... Oh shit! But no, seriously, we do have some MVPs in the chat. We got some MVPs on stream. We got the leader of the MVP Society, as a matter of fact, Mr. Fib. But yeah, and Gavon's in chat. What's going on, Gavone? Like I said, guys, we have 10 more minutes to the first race. So I did just want to kind of do a quick little round table, get to know our guest today. So yeah, let's talk about the first virtual derby coming up here, Fib, huh? We pulled up on screen here, maybe?
Yeah, sure. Let me pull up
Give us
that.
a little background, little background knowledge on that.
Yeah, I really like the Twitter thread. First of all, I didn't have any hand in making the Twitter thread. It's been Ian and John, our new hire. John, who I really like a lot of his ideas. We've been like brainstorming and stuff. I think we're gonna create some very cool things together. But all of that footage, if you do bring that up, I'm sure that you guys have seen the video by now. But all of that footage we got at the Derby itself. And it's just so funny, like, to see these faces again up close. One of them is actually Lenny, Lenny, who's like in the chat a lot. It's like him and his girl, or his, significant other of whatever sort, doing sort of like that, like cross-arm cheers thing, and they're drinking. But a lot of the footage are very ridiculous teenagers that we got the first day, that I think were all drunk and loved our game and loved yelling about our game and yelling to each other about our game. So that was really cool. And
What I'd like to know is, where is the picture of you with one of these pink hats on?
I actually there was footage of me, but we decided to cut all of it because we thought that people would start identifying me from the wanted list, the FBI's wanted list, and that would be a problem for the company. So we made sure to sort of make sure that wasn't present. But if you want to talk about the actual derby itself, we've been building it. We've been building the Churchill Downs track for a long time to their specifications. Like we give it to them, they'd give us feedback, and it just went back and forth. And so we've been crafting this special Churchill Downs track that you're going to be able to race on. Super exciting. It's going to be, I believe it's a 1 week long road to the Derby.
I believe it says 7 days, correct?
Yes, and yeah, I mean, it's just the start of what we're doing here. I mean, we're still like drumming up what our live ops can be. That's another thing that we're working on. I'm working on a lot with Richie to try to get, first of all, the schedule thing. You know that I'm constantly just in the schedule silo, and then trying to get live ops dialed into something where we're kind of like not only like the Derby, but also all of the third time racing series and how that's all going to work and how it can tie together. And even like, there are a lot of improvements that we could make to third time Thursdays, even just any sort of coordination there. So
whoa, wait a second. You saying I'm not doing a good job?
no, I'm not doing a
good
good job. There's definitely more interesting races that we could feasibly run during this stream that would benefit you, in my opinion too. Like I saw somebody mention like some claimers. Claimers are really interesting because they're just high stakes. So throwing like a really cool, like sort of like an interesting claimer, maybe with some sort of coincident incentive to go along with it, I think would be really fun. Switching up some of the race types, blah blah blah. But
yeah, I mean, first of all, kudos on the schedule. Again, it has been getting better. I also noticed that it's scheduling the 700 allowances and 600 handicaps on its own now, which is nice. I don't have to hit you up constantly being like, hey, by the way, I think the Oracle's drunk again.
Yeah, it does, but not the. I actually remember the one you exactly requested because I posted today, and I had to create that one. I didn't make it. It doesn't always make it. There's a range of price basically for each type of race, and it generates that range pretty randomly. So.
Oh, I know your range. Trust me, I'm well aware of your range.
Yes.
But no, like I said, everything is coming together, man. I am absolutely stoked. Every day I wake up, I don't really feel like I'm bored of the game. I'm constantly looking for something new to do. Honestly, if I was winning more, I'd probably buying more horses because I do. Maybe we can kind of talk about this before the race. Non-American horse race players are probably going to want to kill me when I say this, but it's crazy, right? Because at least here in the States, like 70% of like horse racing is claiming races. But it's hard for us to do that here because a lot of people are collecting these Gen Zero horses, for breeding, and they got them because they like the stats and they want to use them. Not just going to start throwing them in claimers, right? Like willy-nilly. Now you will find exceptions to the rule, and I think when people start to retire their horses they want to breed, I think a lot of these horses on the market with the half-star Charlies are going to start getting bought up, and hopefully start seeing the next 60 days, 90 days or so. Hopefully, dark days of racing if they come. We'll get more claiming races to kind of tide us over, right? Lacey, am I completely off base on that? What do you think?
I love claimers. I think I've claimed 4 so far.
There you go.
think it's fun as hell, and I can find horses that I just can't find on the market.
Are you losing horses? Like, are you having horses claimed as well? Are you just
No,
buying?
I raced one that I had claimed, and I should have raced him in a higher claiming, so he got reclaimed by the same person, but that's okay. I'm watching because I will claim him back.
There you go.
But, no, otherwise
Jake,
I'm just really looking.
But has he moved up like in these claimers? Like, has he been put at the same price over and over, like the same claim price?
I claimed him at 30, and I think I maybe ran him once at 60, but then I mistakenly ran him at 30 again, and he got reclaimed. And then today I saw him in a 60. He's like, I'm not putting him down in 30 for a while because he knows I'll go for him. And he does well in 60. I was just looking for a race because I was a DJ.
What grade of horse is it?
It was
You
an
don't
A
have to give us
plus.
you don't have to give us too many details. A+,
No,
wow.
yeah, it was Forsaken. He's a good horse.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
Cool.
was. I saw that claim. Yeah,
yeah.
I was like,
Yeah, I
ooh,
also
yep.
love claimers. I think I've mentioned this in chat, but I'm kind of working like again, there's sort of like two phases here. There's like the phase where I am doing as much as I can for the schedule day in, like sort of like on the daily. But we're trying to move to something more systemic, right? With Richie, as he's learning the game, he's learning the game from the top to the bottom because that's going to be how the schedule is. It's like he needs to understand the game intricately for good schedule decisions to be made, and the sort of necessary details that create a good schedule, like what kind of progression system we could feasibly run, like what that progression system could be made out of, like fleet figures improvements, all sorts of things, right? So he has to understand the game from like a really deep level. So that's what he's been doing, although I've worked with him a little bit. But so, what I'm getting at is that I'm actually looking to create sort of like my own sort of dog and pony claimer bulk race input that I can use with the admin tool itself. So
Ooh.
that way we would have a lot more claimers regularly, because it seems like that's definitely one of the gaps in the tool that I'm using. It seems to be claimers. It generates claimers pretty haphazardly, and
Yeah.
not enough of them either.
I
They're
mean, you know
often
me. I'm
dead
not
spots.
really one to say anything or message you with any sort of feedback. It's not really my style.
Not really.
We
Yeah.
do have we do have 2 minutes before the first third time race. Real quick though, what say you, Seikaz? Claimers, hate them, love them, plan on racing them.
Yeah, so actually, I haven't raced a single claimer yet, believe it or not. That's something that I've been a little uneducated on. I've started to ask more questions in the Discord, which has been good over the last week or so. I think I'd, probably just need to sit down with, a few of you here on this call, being that you're, done a handful of them, it sounds like, and get a few tips because I do, I have a few horses that I've just kind of stopped racing just because they haven't been as competitive, and that might be a good spot for me to stick them in and at least earn some crown instead of just wasting Derby to get that crown rake back right now.
Yeah, 100%. I'm down with the crown. Yeah, and again with the claimers, right? You are exposing your horse to a potential claim. So if it's something where you're like, hey, I'm going to need that blood, probably more on the filly side, I'd imagine for most people. You're not going to expose that to a claimer, right? Unless maybe it's a really expensive claimer. Lazy, you
Hmm.
said we got 40 seconds. You were messing with the 60K claimers. That's what
Yeah.
for sake. Yeah, see, I'm
And
I'm down
30.
there messing around in 10K. I'm messing with the 18Ks, like
Well,
But again, there's
I
room to
bought
grow,
a
right? There's so many
15K
different
the
races.
other day, but I'm gonna
There
run
you
the
go.
30K.
I mean, a 30K claiming for an A plus horse. That's getting them relatively cheap, like you said.
Mhm.
That's a lot better than buying off the marketplace or grabbing a Gen Zero off of Magic Eden or something like
Yeah,
that.
and
So
it's nice because you have an hour to like look at them, compare to the marketplace. What
yeah.
boosts do they have? Is it worth my money? And then do the math.
Yep. And we actually have data on the horses now, whereas when you're buying tickets, they run race. We don't really have data. But it is
Yeah.
race time here. 4:20 somewhere, right? On the West Coast. Here we go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Third Time Thursday Prime Time Edition. 8 in the gate. And they're up and racing here in the Third Time Thursday handicap. Hermes breaks well from down at the rail, followed by First Star. 32 runs up between horses there in the pink silks alongside Lonesome Lullaby. Back in fifth, that's Crown Criminal, and Egghead's going to round out the top six here as they head around the opening turn in this 10-furlong left-turning affair on the turf. Track is good, and Exit Strategy Racing is loving every minute of it here in the early going. Hermes opens up by 4 over Lonesome Lullaby. Hermes up top carrying 6 pounds and comes Lonesome Lullaby. Now trying to slow up the gap here with Crown Criminal. First Star there off the rail with Egghead now moves up, and Gizmo's going to round out the 6 as this field passes the wire here for the first time. And it's still Hermes now. Starts to pull away yet again. Little extra boost here, past the wire. Hope these horses remember they got to run around past the wire again. Half mile in 50 seconds and change. Hermes by 2. First Star now down at the rail. Egghead moves up to 3rd. Lonesome Lullaby is going to track the pace here in 4th. Don't make it 3rd. 32 drops back. Might have clipped heels there. In between horses, jockeying for position. That's 32. And Egghead now back in 5th and Crown Criminal. Got about 7 lengths to make up from the leader here as they head down the backstretch. 3 quarters in 1:16, and they got 4 furlongs left to go here. First Star now, your new leader up top, but only by half a length. Right on cue, let's call it the announcer curse. Hermes didn't like that. Hermes takes back the lead and yoinks it over Lonesome Lullaby. Now it's Gizmo up on the outside. 3 pass, tries to move up here, takes 2nd. Egghead there for 3rd. But it's Hermes up top. Hermes by 2, and Gizmo's trying to get going here. Egghead might not have room here today, and it's all Hermes as we hit the turn and head for home. And it's Hermes by 2, but might have hit, and blows the turn, and it's Gizmo. Gizmo on the outside, Crown Criminal down low, but it's Gizmo into the 8th pole. Crown Criminal now takes the lead past the 100-meter pole, and it's going to be not a smooth criminal, it's going to be a Crown Criminal is going to take home the opener here on Third Time Thursday over Gizmo and First Star. And what the hell am I even saying half the time? Jeez.
What a race.
Nice. It was a good race.
That was a good race. Whew. All right. Well, there you go. I'm a little rusty. My apologies.
No, we don't accept those. Not accepted.
Yeah, I've been a little busy. I've been trying to get the new software set up, trying to be a little more professional today. I've been trying to take etiquette classes in my free time.
Yeah, the cotillion. Been learning manners.
Yeah, once I learn how to
Ballroom
curtsy and stop
dancing.
saying the
Yes.
yeah, once I stop dropping F-bombs every other word, we'll be good.
Well,
we're
you're
gonna
rusty
class
as most
you up,
people's
buddy.
best demo, so nice work.
I'm gonna roll up to Churchill with you guys next year. I'm gonna get up there for like 2 races and be like, yep, get this guy out. Nope, gotta go.
Shit him out.
It's just
This
gonna be
guy
one
in
cloud
the
of smoke.
tulip.
So let's see. So apparently in this race, one of the people was Lebo, the guy that got hacked recently. I'm not sure which stable is his though.
Oh, was that
Um,
Lebos?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, the 3rd place horse, I guess, was Lebo's.
Nice.
First Star is his.
Wow, awesome. He hit the podium. That's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Nice looking horse.
That's lovely. Yeah, cool, man. Yeah, shout out to Lebo. Poor guy got
There's-
hacked. We
He
got him.
deserves some good luck. Yeah.
Yeah, he deserves some good luck. He's gonna we're taking care of him. But yeah, it's just you just got to be so careful. But we're
Yeah,
glad.
shout outs to you guys, by the way. The team, the Discord. I mean, first of all, Discord
Yeah.
has been super enjoyable. I can't say that about most Discord servers I'm in. But it's been a pleasure hanging out in the Discord. And yeah, seeing everybody come together and rally behind, someone like that when something like that happens. Really good on you.
It was actually, it was during another hack attempt. It was that same, we think it's the same guy that was trying to exploit Crown again, but we had enough safeguards in place that he got repelled, which is cool.
Yeah, didn't we get Crown back this time? Didn't we actually make some Crown on the deal?
Yeah, we
Like
seized a small amount of
161
Crown.
or something.
Let's go, baby.
Yeah, so
Third
it
time
seized-
one, hacker
seized at the
0.
border.
Yes.
Yeah, seized at the border. But yeah, so anyway, so we were kind of like, we were distracted with something else. We take that very, that exploit so seriously because, that would be, if the same thing happened twice somehow, it would just be pretty catastrophic. So we were definitely sort of all hands on deck there. But then, so I want to give a shout out to Mike Sowers, who was super helpful in getting details from Lebo and helping us to connect with him so that we could help him. And now he's
Hell
being
yeah.
helped. He made a new account today. It should all be taken care of soon. So
Awesome. Yeah, and if anybody's listening, if you're new to, Web3 gaming, NFTs, crypto, just be super, super careful. If anything, seems too good to be true, it probably is. It's always take a step back, especially if you're going to get something that just seems, again, too good to be true.
yeah, PSA, turn off your DMs, don't click links, and be permanently skeptical.
Correct. I actually leave my DMs on because I like to say I'm one of the Average than the smarter bear. Wait, smarter than the average bitch? I can't even get that sentence out right. I told you it's after 7:20 now, man. I'm shot. I am smarter than the average bear.
Really demonstrating the really proving that.
I can't. Well, I can't. I can't turn the scammers in if they don't DM me. You know what I mean?
True.
And I usually know because I basically talk to everybody in the Discord at some point, so I probably have a DM from that person. So it's like a new DM from somebody shows up and it's like, yeah, clearly not you, and take the measures. But yeah,
as
shout
long
out
as you're
to,
average of the
Sowers.
smartest bear, we're all set, Mo.
Yeah, I'm the average and the smartest bear. I just
the average of the smartest bear.
Yeah, it's the average of the smartest bear.
Yeah,
we got to get
it's a
MJ.
good average. Yeah.
MJ, this is your show next week, brother. I gotta go. Apparently,
I'm taking Mo's going behind the barn.
Yep. Shout out to Miss Click, by the way. Welcome to the stream.
What's up, dog? How are you?
Speaking of MJ, actually, he is going to be co-hosting Night at the Races with me this Saturday.
Nice.
We're gonna be doing 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern. I do want to bring back Saturdays. Want to make sure we're covering the bigger races. May not be in every Saturday thing. And if anything, we'll try to at least make sure we cover the 7 o'clock race. But we'll make sure we look at the schedule. So yeah, MJ is going to join me this week. I look forward to that. Outside of that, I wanted to touch on this because I think I bitched about this not too long ago.
Expand all, you like that?
Oh, baby. Woo-wee.
Expand all is nice. We did do some nice little quality of life features this week. So
ton of good changes.
Yeah,
I'm still looking for that volume slider though.
Volume slider. Oh my god, yeah, you're right. Definitely. Yeah, that can be an ear destroyer. I know.
Dude, sometimes I unmute my PC or whatever to listen to my race, and I got my baby sitting behind me, and her arms
like, no. I know, man. Yeah. It's an intense noise.
Oh, this isn't like a bad thing to promote, I guess, but if you're using Chrome, just get the plugin called Volume Master. You guys can't see it. Doesn't pick it up. Basically, it's a little pop-up thing, and it will remember that tab. So if I just leave my photo finish tab on 10%, every time I unmute that tab, it's just going to be at a nice, perfect volume. So,
why'd you download that app, Mo? What was the purpose of that?
It's a plugin. because I'm a person on the internet with resources.
I understand. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. Moving on. So another feature that we did, which was really cool, was the stats tab. Guys, did you like that? I really like.
I was getting to this one too.
I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of searching for horses in the stats tab and just looking at what you guys are doing. I love seeing Breaking Bad stables. Walter White. Like, who is Breaking Bad stables? Does nobody know?
No one knows.
Talk about this
I've
mysterious
talked to.
person. That's awesome. I just love that. That's just great. Walter White, top earning, current overall leading stable, absolute horsepower. My boy Stens. Who knows if he's in the audience? He's a mysterious guy, shadowy, kind of a heel, a villain, but very, very good player. Obviously, very smart. I personally enjoy him, but I am just a person who's, morally compromised. So it doesn't, I could like anyone. But anyway, so. Breeding, the breeding thing is cool too because you get to see the progeny earnings of each of the stylish studs. Have you guys checked that out yet? So like you can see like the top earning
Burning Groot.
That's a barn burner, man. Although I usually use that for terrible horses. Sorry, Pip, I didn't mean to cut you
No,
off.
I didn't even notice what was going on. But yeah, look, Scuba's at the top, 2.8 million in Derby and progeny earnings. You can see that it makes a lot of sense that the top 5 earnings are. I mean, it's basically, is that just in order of rarity? Am I just making shit up? Let me see. That just looks like a rarity chart to me, but maybe that makes sense. No, it's not quite. It's not quite. Actually, I see a couple of stylish studs that I own on there, which is funny. Are you guys into the PFP game? How many PFPs do you own?
Bro, I just hit 20.
Oh my god.
Just hit 20.
I buy horses.
Yeah, I buy horses,
20.
man.
Yeah, that's right. You just
I have like 14 horses now.
I've been working for
nice.
For months.
Oh, yo, shout out real quick to one of my IRL buddies. He's part of my syndicate on Into Trouble. Portuguese pedigree. What's up, Ed? Good to see you, buddy. He says not Mo guesses. That's true. Appreciate you showing up. Finally.
I thought
BD
you were
Henders
gonna
is
shout
also
out my
hanging out.
OnlyFans. Mo.
That's
Sorry.
that's afterwards. That's the after hours show.
Okay.
But we do actually have a hard stop today, only because of Lacey. By the way, she has to go. Normally we'd run this show extra for you guys and give you some bonus time, you know.
Nice,
but
Lacey.
You.
Cool.
It's
No,
just
thank God for
Lacey
you,
said
Lacey. Thank
hard
God for you.
stop, 8
Yes,
o'clock.
re-breeding
Gotta go.
report.
All right.
Yes.
So
I thought you
That's
told me 90 Day Fiance was on, so you had to go.
Mo, go to breeding.
do I look like the
Breeding.
type of
Quick
guy
breeding.
that watches 90 Day
No,
Fiance?
you don't look like any guy. You're a skeleton.
That's what every guy looks like on the inside.
I actually
That's a
love 90 Day
conceit you got,
Fiance.
though,
I
Mo.
did say that
Yeah.
before.
It fits you well.
Yes.
Nice and snug.
Well,
Mo, click the breeding tab. Click the breeding tab.
don't tell me what to do. You're not my dad.
Look at that. Look at that. That's so interesting. Look,
Oh, this is
you can
beautiful.
see the chief earner. That's so. I don't know why that's so interesting.
That is pretty
but
cool.
look, yeah, Walter White was derived from the ticket window stud, who's Ian's favorite stud, I believe. She's the one from. Wow, that's so cool. I'm just gonna spend time looking at this. I just noticed that. I thought it wouldn't work at all, but actually the way they programmed it, it did work. The progeny from the stylish studs are in there. That's really
I
cool.
actually like this because when everybody talks about a 9924, I have no idea what they're talking about. So
Now
now
you know.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, this is so anyway,
Hey,
I
David.
love the stats page.
What's going on,
I
David?
adore it.
Showing up.
David, hey.
Appreciate you, brother. He says, remember that news that was dropping last
Yes,
Friday?
that was the news.
Rolling
That
them
was the
eyes.
news. Yes.
That was today's news. There we
That
go.
was today's
Hallelujah.
news.
I actually didn't even realize that.
Yeah, it was the
Shows what
virtual
world I'm
derby.
living in. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
That was
Yeah, I
definitely
love
it
this.
definitely dropped a lot later than I thought. It was I mean, it was basically ready, but we kind of retooled some of it in the announcement anyway. So
Well, you know, sometimes better
if
late
you
than
banked
never.
on my schedule there, you would be disappointed. But yes.
Yeah, well, now you have the keys to the castle, so you know now everything it all relies on you to you know run
It is. It's
flawlessly
all
here.
me. I'm just. It's like Home Alone. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna be repelling invaders with my BB gun, and it's gonna be very zany this weekend, guys.
Well, there you go. Keep
Yeah,
the change, you
expect-
filthy animals.
Yes.
But yeah, I actually, like I said, I really do love the stats page. I'm a big fan. I think, and I know we got some community pages being built out from Gavone, and MJ's working on some stuff too. I'm a comparison guy, right? Like these stats are great, you know, and I'm always just kind of like, just show me my average, show me what everybody else is doing, and let me just kind of base it up there. But I guess the more stats, you know, the better. I got to find more time.
we
I
like
guess is what I'm
stats. Everybody
saying.
likes stats, right?
Yeah, you
Stats
know.
are
But I
the-
think they'll more
essence
usable. I
of-
think when we get more generations, you know, because again, you just been watching the same horses, right? Like, what are we really tracking at this point?
Well, yeah. I mean, I guess that's a good point. I
That's
guess
why
it's-
I'm saying, like, when we start to dive into Gen 1, 2, 3, where we're trying to track, you know,
Yeah.
curves and, you know, is this horse peaking here? And, like, what's this horse doing? And really need to take a look at, you know, FFs and everything. I mean, between the official site, 'cause I know Ian really wants to make this thing good and are already on their way there. And then, you know, between the other sites from the community, I think we'll be in good shape. Anything that you guys feel like is missing, like information-wise, data-wise, Lacey or Seika's? Like out there in the world for photo finish right now?
No,
Not
you know,
from
I
my
think with
perspective.
the new stats page and everything else recently added, it's definitely helped. I know there's been a few third-party resources that have had some pretty good data-driven tools that may or may not be accessible at the moment. But you know, I think there's a lot of information yet to be gathered, right? I mean, we're still so early on that you could create a ton of tools, but they might not be as useful right now because we just don't have the data, the information needed for them. So I think as we move forward and get more horses out there, we'll have a ton of opportunities to create some more tools for that kind of stuff.
And is there any data, again, on a website that may or may not exist anymore? I mean, is there any type of data that you find yourself on a daily basis being like, oh man, I wish I still had access to that data? Like, is there anything that comes to mind?
Not really. You know, I always liked seeing Groot kind of in, the top 10 horses or whatever. You know, I don't really have a list or anywhere right on the website that shows Groot in the top 10 anymore. So, I kind of miss that. But no.
Okay.
Um,
Good. There you go. Get on it.
Okay. Yes.
I gotta win.
we
I
got
gotta win more races
this
now.
weekend.
There's been a few people that have gotten 9, 10 wins. I think maybe even 11 or 12 now. So
You're getting close, man. You have a good record with Groot, man. It's a good record. You got it. What's your process, dude? Like, what are you doing? You want to share your secrets? What's like a
4 furlongs. Cross my fingers. Watch him
Yeah.
win.
4 furlongs? Nice. He's just a good
There you
horse.
go.
He's doing the work.
Yeah, he's doing
What
all
about,
the work, man. He's doing all the eating, sleeping, racing.
Right. So what about you, Lacey? I know we got 3 minutes here before the next race. I mean, any data that you feel like you just don't have access to anymore, or never had access to that you would like?
No, I think I'm going to reserve all that for breeding because I don't know what Gen 1s are going to look like. I'm assuming they don't have tickets, right? So you don't know boosts. And so I really don't know what's important once we get to that stage.
Right. Yeah, makes sense. I think for me, because again, I love the stats page. I love going into my horses and taking a look at the newly added like the FFs, average and showing where your horse is, right?
Yeah.
I
How you
mean,
guys liking those? That's another little.
I mean,
you
I dig
updated
it.
that a little bit.
Yeah, I dig it. I think
Using the filters
Awesome.
and stuff yet? Okay. For fleet figures, using the filters.
so
We
yeah, I was about
added
to say
that,
so.
okay.
Yeah, I was about to say yeah. So you added filters to the fleet figures stuff over here, right? Where is it? Wait, was it here? Am I tripping? I could have sworn I saw filters here. But I would. What the point is, before this race starts, I actually would like some sort of sorting or like filtering on this. You know what I mean? Like, let me take out the handicap races and let me just, what I'm saying? Let me narrow it down to allowances only or claim, just whatever race type and whatever type of filters you guys want to throw up here. That would be kind of cool. We can kind of just, remove some of these dud races. I mean, we could do it manually, but it's like, got to remember every freaking dot sometimes is a bit much. So I think
And
filters
if
there
we're
would be
really
kinda
begging
useful.
or whatever too, having the
No,
top and
no.
bottom
That's enough.
race
That's
times
enough.
on
No,
there
I'm
would
just
be
kidding.
helpful too.
Okay.
I think that's what those gaps show, right? Is the actual like highs and lows of your grade horses as far as times go in each race.
Well, that's what the
The
shaded area is, right?
Right.
we're
So
talking
Right.
about
And then your dots
you're
are
looking at
your
the
times.
okay.
right. So if we could actually see like the times that it's showing, as far as like that gap, like 44,
Like if you were to
5 to
if you were to
46,
have
8 or
moused
something
over
like
it,
that.
okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
so we
like
kinda-
hover over. Okay, yeah, and actually show you the race that it's actually referencing.
And then even the
okay.
gap as well, because like it like at 4 furlongs, right? You got an idea on where you race, but you don't know what the top and bottom of that range
That's
is.
I actually like that, and I'm gonna log that right now in suggestions. Here I was about to
Pretty good.
silence your suggestion. I was about to silence it. I was about to ignore it.
Hey,
then
I
you
think we
kinda
should
know
have
you're like,
filters, you know what I'm
"Oh."
saying? I'm a filter guy.
44.5. That's a competitive time. I got to find a horse that's running 44.5 or whatever to.
Well, yeah, Gavone said he got it on their site, the gap tool.
Okay.
It's cool. Yeah, it's a cool site. I mean, again, I'm more of a visual guy, and some of the basic visual things, like this is really all I need. Some of my stuff, and this is like what I use on other websites that we don't mention. But this is basically it right here, and I don't see that on the Gap site, unfortunately. But that's, like I said, that's primarily the only information I use. Being able to drill down to the horses and the races is nice, though. I'm also waiting for a direct link to the photo finish page for that horse on the Gap tool. I don't know if that's something you guys are working on. But we do have a race coming up here. I want to make sure I call it.
Wait, say that one more time, Mo. You're looking for what now? Never mind.
Give me a second.
He's in the zone.
Yeah, he's getting in character.
Everyone, shut up.
All right, horses are in the gate. Massive 4-horse field here for the third time Thursday stakes. I'm pretty sure this horse race wasn't even going to run, so thank you to those who filled it. Venus Vibes breaks well here from down at the rail, then comes Kosik on the outside. Mystic Mountain up in third, and Misha Mellow Man going to track fourth here. in the early going around the first and only turn in this 4 furlong right turning affair on the turf. Venus Vibes up top trying to hold off the challenge here. On the outside, that's Big Brain Stables runner and Trailblazer from Mystic Mountain. And Mystic Mountain goes right on by and yoinks the lead. Now it's Mystic Mountain by half a length as they hit the stretch. Cossack down low, Mystic Mountain on the outside. Cossack might have called it a day as Mystic Mountain starts to prance to the wire. And it's going to be Mystic Mountain over Cossack, and Venus Vibes going to hold on for third. 3, 2, 1. Order of finish.
Am I crazy? Did they look like they were going like extra fast? Did I make that up? I mean, technically they're going faster, right, than what we were watching before. They looked like they were flying.
Well, I mean, that was a better class of horse. I mean, that's
right. Yeah.
Talk about S horses and A minuses, right? Because I don't really want to know how much I want to dive into this right now. If you asked me to repeat something I said beforehand, but it's the one concern I have about the horses when it comes to like looking at even the worst of the S minuses, even like their floor for speed is so much higher that again, unless the handicapping system is that great or the requirements to get in and out of a race, I just feel like those S minuses are typically always going to win if they can run that race. Just because like the floor speed is so much better. Like you said, watching that race seemed like they were all flying, right?
That one, yeah.
Am I tripping?
Yeah, they look like they were flying to me, but I could just have been making that just maybe something about the turf or something, but it looked like they were just going fast. I mean, it was a sprint, of course, but
yeah,
their times are technically are literally faster, right? Like, so.
Well, yeah, I mean, in theory they should be, right? And again, I don't even know. I'm just saying because that's not even like a weak class of horses that we just watch.
I mean, yeah, this is a grade 3 stakes race. There was no
yeah, I was gonna say. I mean,
Cossack
is not a Cossack is 12 win. Yeah, so probably not the best judge of race, but that's just something I kind of like worry about in the back of my head. But maybe it's just gotta watch enough races, you know?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're gonna collapse all because we can do that now. Love that feature, man. Next race coming up. What did you want me to repeat, Fib? Something I was complaining about?
Oh,
the filters on the
yeah, you're giving a suggestion, and I was logging Sake's suggestion while you're doing it, and I wasn't listening.
Oh, I was just saying,
link
have
to
like
the photo finish horse on the Gap data tool, right?
Oh, that's what I said to Gavone in chat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, never mind. Not my problem.
No, my suggestion for you, Mr. Fib, was where it shows the the average speeds or whatever with your horses with the dots.
Yeah.
Yeah, like some sort of filtering system above this, where my mouse is. Like just like a little drop down that says, or check boxes where it says, use, claiming, allowance, handicap. And if I uncheck handicap, it no longer shows the handicap in this mix, right? It just removes it.
Yeah. Okay.
Again, I just think it'd be kind of cool to.
No, definitely cool. Yeah.
Because in real horse racing, when you're handicapping horse races, right, you're throwing away a lot of races. For instance, if a horse is really good, like on a fast track, but maybe 2 races ago he ran dead last, and you look at it and you're like, you know what? It was an off track, or he got bumped coming out of the gate. You find an excuse and you throw that race away. Like even though that result happened, you throw it away. I mean, it's not a real result, for a handicap perspective.
Yeah.
And you could,
like I said, I mean, you could definitely calibrate out, right? Like you could calibrate out the times if you were to do it relative to the field, but it's definitely a complicated data point, a lot of noise. So.
Yeah, like I said, even for my own horse, though, just to be like, hey, I see he's running all these dots in the, in the range, but once I remove handicap, look how much better he runs as opposed to allowances, right?
Yes.
But anyway, I digress.
Heck, you get Ian to start asking his AI some questions or whatever too, and eventually we'll be able to get all those data points in that chart tool, and we'll have AI tell us exactly what our horse's best preferences and distance
and then you can solve the game. Yeah, and then you could just
just solve the game.
Sounds good.
Ooh, guys, there's a cup coming up. Prime time. My favorite horses.
Yeah, Prime Time's a great horse. And now that I've looked at the stats page, breeding tab, I know that the father of that horse is our very own David HRC's PFP. So a little bit of lore, a little bit of.
Why am I not surprised?
One of the, I think one of the best, most highly matched S horses, I believe, in the game.
Ooh, this is like the who's who photo finish up in this race.
Yeah, Zeus, another monster.
Mo, are you
Yeah.
gonna run the 8 o'clock race?
I was going to. I know you got the hard stop.
No,
but
yeah,
if
I'm
you
gonna
wanna...
bet on it. There's a little pool going, so
Yeah,
Okay,
did you
well
guys do
then.
you guys like that? I know somebody was asking for
yes.
Yes, okay. Yeah, I know I remember Lacey, you were asking about that in chat, and now you can see it.
Oh, the pick pool, seeing it on the
Yeah,
races.
Yeah,
Yeah.
now I'm looking at the races page. There's a lot of
Dude, that
little
is amazing
fields
quality
over
of
there
life
now.
stuff. That is
Yeah, you like it.
absolutely massive. And like I said, I try to wager, you know, and that was kind of the problems we run into, like when we did Saturday night the races or whatever. Like, if both of us aren't in an area that can wager, like it wasn't really a big thing. So hopefully, you got to try to get some more wagering going too. So let me put a wager in on that race.
There's so much more we can do with that. There's so
Oh, yeah.
much more. Yeah, we're not.
Yeah, the least amount of clicks that we can do, you know what I'm saying, to get information to where
The
we want.
least amount of clicks for you to spend money in our game.
Exactly. Well, the less time we spend clicking, the more time we are spending money, right? Like it's
And see, I just wasn't clicking before because you'd have to click every single race to see if anybody bet on it, and then I just gave up.
Right,
Now I'm
exactly.
back
A
to
little too
betting
much
like an
clicking, yeah.
idiot.
So unless people were in Discord
what we
being
like.
like, "Hey, let's get a
We wanna
pool
hear.
going," you know, like what were you really doing? Oh my God,
Yeah.
from prime to Malibu. Yeesh.
Malibu. I love Malibu's face. Just got that
RVA is in the chat.
Scarface pattern.
Oh yeah.
Ready to race.
Oh,
Keyed
here's one
up.
of my favorites. Good old Mikey Sowers, Big Nose Kate.
Oh, Big Nose Kate, yeah.
So for breeding, coat colors are genetically coded.
Yeah, coat colors are genetic. They're genetic.
So maybe you could put on there what color our horse actually is somewhere.
Like yeah, I mean I feel like some of them are like blends. Honestly, that's actually pretty arcane to me, like how exactly that works, but I know that Chris understands it way better since he basically made it. But yeah, I mean that'd be a cool thing too. I'm pretty sure we have that logged already. That was something
Maybe.
that That was
'Cause
something that was a
somebody's
suggestion that yeah, I mean, I'll come through and make sure that that's logged. I think that's a cool
Yeah.
thing too. I think that like breeding for aesthetics or just having that as like an additional, I don't know, anything like that is interesting to me. I saw Peeb gave feedback the other day that the game, there's a lot of like flavor that we could add to the game. He was saying that he felt the game was getting very transactional. It is a website,
Mm.
granted, it's not like a um, full on like sim where you like walk over to the barn or whatever. But there's definitely a lot of flavor that we can
You know
add.
how I feel about that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. You want the Apple headset,
I want
petting
to
the
pet
horse.
my horse. I want to walk over to Joker and be
Yeah.
like, "Hey, what's up, little buddy?" You know what I'm saying? Want to
Yeah,
hang
yeah.
out behind the barn, smoke a doobie. You know what I mean?
Yes, that's a beautiful vision that's really wonderful, Mo. I hope that that happens for you.
Not a brand risk, by the way. Not a brand risk.
Not a brand risk, no,
Not a
absolutely
brand
not.
risk.
We'll do that when we're putting you out to pasture, Mo. That'll be the last thing you see. Boom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I know what you're saying.
It's like
Picking
that,
up what
man.
you're putting down.
It's like that, man.
Oh shit. Maybe you can answer this in 45 seconds. When does Chris come back? RVA is dying to know.
He needs Chris back. Chris is back next week, I think.
Okay. I do want to talk a little bit of breeding here, maybe some breeding plans with our awesome guests here after the race, because we got one more race after this for the night. But yeah, we'll get this one coming up here in 23 seconds. Who's everybody like here? I'm with Prime Time.
Yeah, prime time. Going prime
Are we
time.
all on the Prime Time bandwagon?
I don't know prime time how suited prime time is for this race, but I just like that horse, so I'd bet it.
All you gotta know is Prime Time.
I mean,
Yeah,
La
prime time,
Bandita's a good
baby.
horse too. I mean, they're all good horses, but
Oh, there's great. Yeah,
yeah.
they're all great horses, really.
But it would be between those two for me.
I do love Run Amok, just based on the name alone.
So
And
it's a
Wolaf
it's a
pays me to say that.
furlong.
So, okay. All right, here we go.
For the major race here on Third Time Thursday. It is indeed the Third Time Thursday Cup Grade 2 Invitational. And they're up and running here. Looks like Zoom Zephyr breaks well from between horses, then comes La Bandita. Mightiest Mouse there in third, then comes Prime Time, crowd favorite. Zeus runs along here in fifth in the blue silks, followed by Alexander's Revenge. That horse, I could not say that horse's name for the life of me for the longest time. We finally got it here today on Third Time Thursday. Opening quarter in 23 and change as they head into the turn in the 6 furlong affair, and it's Zoom Zephyr's race to lose. Right on cue, announcer curse, La Bandita pokes the nose in front to take over the lead. Now it's a party up top as Zeus and Prime Time both get involved. And now it's Zeus up top, Prime Time on the outside. La Bandita jockeying in between horses, and now he takes the lead. La Bandita's up front, Zeus in second, Prime Time's in third here on the outside. Pick a horse, it's anybody's race as they hit the top of the stretch and they head for home. Street lights are on and Mom is calling. We can say that now because we're actually in prime time as Zeus takes us past the 8th pole. Zeus by half a length. La Bandita's looking for one final surge with Prime Time. It's not going to be your time, Prime Time. It's going to be all Zeus here to the wire. It's going to be Zeus over La Bandita and Prime Time.
Nice.
Order finish.
Nice.
Very
Nice one,
nice.
GVG.
Yes, sir.
Good race. I like a good sprint, man.
I do love a good sprint. I feel like I get my money's worth on the longer races, but yeah, I do love a good sprint. I think some of the actions, especially for me calling the races, a little bit easier. So yeah, we got a few minutes here. We're gonna call the 8 o'clock race as long as Lacey isn't gonna hard stop us.
I'll stick around for that.
She's gonna grace us with her presence. for
Stretch my schedule.
9 furlongs just for us, chat. Appreciate that. But
Is it for a program, Lacey? Are you missing the
No.
premiere?
My husband comes
Love is
home from
Blind?
work, and all my crazy dogs go chaotic. And
Oh, I see.
yeah.
yes.
Oh, I know that.
What were you
Yeah,
gonna say, Segas?
I was gonna say let's talk about the update that Ian gave us before he went off on vacation.
Yes.
Yes, I wanted to go over that, and I wanted to get your guys' thought on
Yeah,
what you could be doing
that's
for
a really
breeding.
interesting one. Yes, very cool.
That was a big update.
No
Yeah.
injuries for Gen Zeros ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? How does everybody feel about that?
I want to
me-
buy
give
more
me your-
horses.
Give me your-
I always want to buy more horses.
Here you go. That's usually the answer that everybody wants. You know what? I don't know how I'm gonna do this real quick.
It enhances the game a little bit. I feel like, I don't know if people were thinking about whether or not they wanted to breed now or wait until later and keep racing or not. But I mean, if you got a strong racer that's never going to be injured.
Oh, I was just hoping I
Something to
didn't
think
in
about.
Discord.
Yeah, adds a little more value to the Gen Zeros.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What do you think about the injury display system, and also kind of like the implication there that basically if you are fully rested, you can't be injured, versus what we saw in beta 2. I know that you weren't around in beta 2, Lacey. I don't think that you were there in beta 2 either, Sekas. But like, so you guys, I guess you guys don't have that frame of reference, but I know that we have some old heads that know that feeling of getting randomly injured in beta V2 and probably hating it. Looks like a little bit of a different. It's a little bit of a different system here.
Yeah, let's just go over the highlights of the post here from our Lord and Savior, Mr. Ian, before he head out on vacation. Oh, Mexico. Number 1, well, he says, next up, breeding is upon us, so I just made some executive decisions on a few things before I fly away to paradise. Number 1, no Generation 0 horses will ever be injured. Number 2, the exhausted time of horses will now be 20 hours. Number 3, the recover to full recharge time of horses will take an additional 4 hours. Number 4, we will be changing the UI UX of injury recovery soon to more accurately convey what it's actually doing. So you guys aren't having to tell every new player in here, oh no, actually you can race now because arbitrary decision ABC that dumbass Ian made. I should have thought this out before I read it. Once we get that ironed out, then we will actually get everyone ready for how the new injuries will work for the Gen 1s, mock idea attached. Part 5. As mentioned in some channels yesterday, my early Excel calculations projections show there won't be any extra manual derby top-up for the crown staking yields due to exploit. So plan accordingly, but I will, of course, keep you posted once we have real math towards the end of the system. One of the more important for the health of the game anyway is the contributions that will come through all of the breeding fees and breeding reports. However, if you also missed it in the chat, the original crown hacker reappeared yesterday and our system caught him. cop emoji, something else emoji, and we recaptured 161 crown in the process.
Yes.
Score one for the good guys.
Huge one.
And number 6, free roll races for the 4 majors will continue for future seasons. Yeah, what I miss? And there's like a graphic, but I don't know if the graphic is visible. Probably not on stream. Maybe this.
It is. We can see it.
Now it is. If I bring it up, okay.
Just a demonstration of what that could look like. In
Yeah.
the UI. I mean, currently, it's just sort of a banner that displays your horse's status, right? In this case, it would be sort of like a fitness. It'd be a bar that displays fitness, which is essentially like your injury chance within a certain window. So it actually does provide you sort of a lever to pull if you find a race that you think is better for you and you're willing to chance it, or perhaps your horse is more durable. You could potentially race into into different zones there more or less comfortably. But yeah, I think it's cool. I actually was a real big proponent for that. I was somebody that was encouraging this change, so I'm happy to see it coming through.
Yeah. I mean, chat is, well, MJ says which injury was always a chance. Extremely small and full rested. Pip says elaborate. BD says random injury. David wants the Excel sheet. Is there an Excel sheet we can get him? BD says
Excel sheet of what now?
I guess whatever Ian was crunching.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if that's a publicly available Excel sheet. Let's see. Yeah. So I mean, how do you guys feel, Lacey? How do you feel about no injuries for Gen Zero?
I think it's a great idea, and it
Yeah.
adds value to Gen Zeros, and it helps alleviate probably a little pain with the racing coming up in the next few months.
Yeah. Also, the kind of minor change because basically since they can't get injured, everybody is running them every 24 anyway. But now you have
Right.
a 4-hour grace period. For whatever that's worth. I guess it could be a little bit of additional yield. Probably not, but
Hey, that's cool.
Yep.
Sagus, what do you think? Like it? Love it? Hate it?
Yeah, no, I think it's an interesting idea. I certainly, I'm in favor for it. I think probably something had to happen, and I think that's a kind of a pretty exquisite way of handling it. I'm for it. I think the whole idea of not having injuries to Gen Zeros over time is going to allow us to race all these horses that we have right now more often, even as we wait for the younger foals to come around. So
yeah, and
that's good business all around for everybody.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, and in 6 months it's a moot point anyway, because these horses will not be able to race anymore. So, if anybody wants to complain, I guess get out of their systems, because 6 months from now it won't even matter. We'll be racing all the Gen 1s and everything like that. But,
Yep.
I mean, listen, Ian, he will make executive decisions. And as I say it, man, since day one, I've met you guys, Fib. You guys have done everything completely backwards from every other project in Web3 and crypto and NFTs and everything. Like, you guys already had the game. And now you're just like, well, let's go down the crypto. Let's pull this in, like the Solana. So again, that's why we have the great project and the great game that we do. So thank you for that. But I know it always starts off as like an insult. Like, you guys are half-assing it. But no, you guys did it completely backwards, like from how every other project out there does it. And I just completely, appreciate that. So
Thanks, man. Appreciate you. Keep
yeah, man. Well,
on trying to make changes that make sense and improve, everybody's, basically the more races run, in a way it's kind of better for everybody, but there's a certain point of, there's always like sort of like there's a greedy approach, and then there's a more balanced approach that always seems to be what makes sense. And so we're trying to kind of aim for that while still considering the realism that makes the game what it is as well. So there's always things to balance in consideration for these decisions. But I actually, Ian brought this up to myself and Richie and a few others today, and I was definitely like, after
starting, by the way.
It seems pretty good. It seems like a pretty good change, so I'm happy to see.
Yeah,
that coming
awesome.
through.
All right, well, like I said, as long as the new guy Richie understands that 600s and 700s need to be there, then he won't hear any lip from me. So make sure you train him. Now we're going to join this race in progress.
Out of the gate, there goes Big Nose Kate to take the lead, followed by Golden Eye. Now it's Malibu up in third. Oh crap, the horse names have disappeared from my screen. It's Matriarch actually in fourth. And Paris Hilton's going to trail the pack here as they head around the opening turn in this 9 furlong right turning affair. Opening quarter in 25 and change, and it's Golden Eye now who shoots to the front. Golden Eye up top, Matriarch on the outside. Paris Hilton with a ground saving trip down at the rail, and comes Big Nose Kate. Out of Tombstone Stables, shout out to Mike Sowers. Malibu, my favorite, trots along here in fifth with about 7 lengths to catch the leader. No, we're not supposed to play favorites here, but my lord, chat, look at the beautiful horse now trotting from the back there with that white face. Half mile and 49 and change, and they got 4 furlongs left to go here in this affair. The nightcap on Third Time Thursday. Matriarch now, still the one to catch here, leads the way over Golden Eye. Big Nose Kate tries to find some room here and does so. Now moves up in the second, trying to catch Matriarch. Round and round, the final turn they go. 3/4 in 1:14, and here we go. Time for the money shot. Off the turn, and it's Matriarch by 2. Malibu scoots on by, but might have taken a bad step there as Matriarch looks to pull away here. Now it's Matriarch by 3. Malibu down at the rail, falling apart like an old Buick. Big Nose Kate's in full bore. Golden Eye there as well, but it's Matriarch trying to make it look easy here in the nightcap. And it's going to be Matriarch over Big Nose Kate, and Malibu's going to sneak up there in the nightcap. 5-4-2, order finish.
Nice, man. 2 for
GVG
GVG today.
man.
Yep.
Woo!
Congratulations, man.
GVG. I usually have a Solana QR code. You know where to send my proceeds for calling those wins. So I appreciate that. Thank you, sir. That was a good race, though, man, for a small field. I feel like that was a good race.
It was a good race, yeah. A lot of back and forth. Paris Hilton dropped back. She was just not into it, you know. But they were definitely that little 4-pack was contending pretty hard with one another.
I think she got a text from Nicole Richie there on the backstretch. Something about rebooting Simple Life.
Nicole Richie, who's actually an
don't ask questions about how this
A-.
middle-aged man knows about that, by the way. Yeah. That was an A-, huh?
Yeah, Nicole Richie is an A- horse.
Oh, Nicole Richie, yeah.
So Paris Hilton's A+. Just saying.
That's right. Yes, I'm not saying any of that because they got good lawyers. And, you know, we're well respected here in the Web3 industry, and we got all sorts of eyes on us. We all know Paris Hilton watches.
Hey man, but, I'll use the handicap defense. I'll be like, actually, you can earn a lot of a derby with an A-.
That's right, actually. Yeah. But yeah, no, that was good. A couple good races there tonight. Lacey, thank you again for hanging out. I know you had a hard stop at 8 o'clock. Kept you couple minutes late. Thank you. Sakis, thank you again for joining as well, sir. And Mr. Fib from the team, appreciate you once again coming to hang out, man.
Yes, good one, man. Nice little yeah, GVG's in the chat. Congratulations, dude. Good job taking away 2 of them.
Hell yeah. And guys,
deck.
Make sure you check out the tweet from photofinish and follow Lacey and Sakis over there. Keep up to date with them, because who knows? You're going to want to make lots of friends here when the breeding happens. All right? So if you want to come rub elbows with me, all right, I got bony elbows, but I'm down to get down. So slide to the old DMs. But I do, again, thanks everybody hanging out in chat. And thank you again to Lacey, Sakis, and Fib. Catch you guys next week.
See ya.